will turn without a blinker.
I love Willet.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Zachary Willett. I'm here with my co-host, the co-host that weighs the most, weighing in on a solid 271, Mr. Austin Sloth Roth. All right. Welcome to the Not Supposed to Be Here podcast, folks.
Just
Mr.
for the
Roth?
record, let's go with 275.
Solid 275. All righty. Let's get into it this week. I mean, it's a big week. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to cover. We really haven't talked a lot this week, so I mean, there's a lot to unfold. We had our little debriefing there for a second, but
This week went by quick. I
this
feel
week
like
went
this
by
week
very
was
quick.
fast, wasn't
I
it?
think it's
Like, I
because
swear to God.
we had the short week last week, then this week was a little crazier.
Like, the days felt long, but the week was very, very quickly. Like,
Yeah,
I woke up and it's
yeah,
Friday,
yeah. It
and
was
it's like,
Friday.
shit, here we go.
I did wake up this morning thinking it was Saturday and that I was late for my tea time, so that was
Mm,
a little worrying. But
mm.
I just want to bring this up. I got the Ons the other day from 7-Eleven. They're on sale three for seven. Normally like $20 for three things like that.
Hmm.
Figured I'd give them a try. I mean, that cheap. I went with the 8 milligrams. Usually I do the higher milligrams of like the Rogues and stuff like that. I don't know if it's because I've been doing the snus for a while or what's going on there, but the 8 milligrams gets me buzzing.
Here's the deal. I feel like I have more nicotine intake than about 90% of the general public between the vape, the dip, the pouches, whatever.
Hmm.
Um, like, I mean, I have one in right now. I'll have a vape obviously throughout the time as well. So like it takes a lot. Like I haven't got like a Nick buzz from nicotine for a
Hmm.
very long time. Like it's been
Hmm.
years. And one of the guys I worked with a few months ago, he had those ons with him,
Hmm.
and I didn't have any. I ran out of pouches. My vape died. So I was like, let me see one of those ons or whatever, right? He's like, it's 8 milligrams. Be careful. I'm like,
Hmm.
buddy, I'll throw threes in at a time.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about any of that.
Yeah.
And I put it in, and we were like, driving down the road, and I'm like, I cannot feel my legs right now.
And
It
they're
fucked
small.
me
These
up.
are
They're tiny.
they're the smallest nicotine pouch I've ever.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm going to swallow it one of these
They
days.
they pack a punch though, dude.
Yeah,
Because
they
I
do.
fucking
I was like,
oof,
I mean,
oof.
3 for 7. I was like, I'll just, I had tried them when they first came out, but I think, at that time it was like a 3 milligram, so it really didn't do anything to me. I mean, these things are tiny. I mean, to
Tiny.
the general folk, they might not think that's so small, but I mean, it's itty bitty compared to a Rogue. I
I
like
would
the
say it's
Rogues because they're
average.
fat. That's tiny. It's all about the
No, I
girth of the
agree.
chew, though,
I agree though. I do. I like them a little bit bigger. Now the Copenhagen like spit free ones,
Hmm.
way too big. Way
Yeah,
too big. Those
but
things are
I don't know.
large.
I like those. It's just the expense of them.
Yeah, I'm not spending that much money on nicotine.
Like some places $9, some places $8, some places seven. I'm spending 3 for 7 on these. I got 60 of them for $7. I mean,
Hmm. Yeah.
quick math.
Nicotine is
What
good
is
though. It's
that?
just like
Seven cents a fucking thing?
what is that? It's
Less than
it's a
that.
vice, right? It's a vice. It's
Hmm.
all it is. It's a vice.
Well, Andrew Huberman comes out. He talks about it. Nicotine is one of the best things
Who the
for
fuck
your
is
brain.
Andrew Huberman, huh? Who is that?
He's the bearded guy. He's always on the Joe Rogan Experience. He's a big
Sure,
guy.
sure. He
You
just
know him if
posted
you saw him.
a new pod with Cash Patel, our new FBI head of the FBI.
I haven't watched it
Interesting,
yet.
interesting. You should.
He did a Protective Parks the other day. I haven't gotten to that yet.
It's
Um,
interesting video. Let's put it that way. Interesting watch.
same, same.
Yeah, they go
I
into all
mean,
sorts of
I'll
stuff.
give it a gander. I'll give it a gander.
Yeah, you should.
Well, you and I have been talking about swear words for a long time. How
Sure.
you don't consider them to be anything. So I've
I do
decided that
not.
I'm going to start a new thing, and once a week I'm going to pick a word. I'm
Okay.
going to figure out what it originally was meant for, and
Okay.
how it came. I don't want to call it a swear word, but I don't want to call it a bad word either, because then I just sound like I'm a 3-year-old. But like
Sure.
a word that's looked down on, perhaps maybe. A
Okay.
word that if you used, somebody might give you a little stink eye, a little stinky eye.
Okay.
So this week I picked tramp.
Tramp.
If you want me to use that in a sentence,
Sure. I would
uh,
like you to.
that girl Sarah, she's quite the tramp. Stay away
Oh,
from her.
that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful to women, Will it? We love women on this podcast.
No, no, I'm not. I'm not. I don't even know Sarah. Actually, I probably know like seven, but I had to use it in a sentence. All right.
Sure. Sure. Okay.
But so the original Middle English meaning of tramp was to walk heavy or to stomp. It was a quicker word to say you're tramping.
Sure.
You're tramp. Go tramp over there. Then in the 19th century, here in the United States and in Britain, it was used as a word to describe somebody who begged for work from place to place. So as in like um, basically a job hopper. That's kind of how I
Okay.
saw it.
Okay.
Then it evolved and started being kind of associated with hobos and beggars.
Okay.
Then later on in the 19th century, we're talking probably the 60s, 70s now, maybe even the
Hmm.
80s, they
Hmm.
start using it for women who are sleeping around. They're hopping from man to man.
Okay.
They're like, she's a tramp, you stay away from her. The tramp
Okay.
kind of evolved in the early 19th century to be a, a down look, but then our generation grew up knowing it as a woman who was not of monogamy, I would say.
Sure. Sure.
So
Bit of a whore, as they say.
whore is another word that will make our way. So my plan is to basically start off with some of the softer words, tramp,
Sure. Sure. Sure.
maybe something else, and then we can involve our way to maybe the see you next Tuesday, the
Sure.
FUCK, you
Sure.
know. We'll get our way up
Sure.
there. But we got a couple weeks of this now.
Sure.
Trying to inform the people.
I'm excited for when we do reach the fuck word. I think that, I mean, if you remember, I had a good friend of ours, mother, make me a hoodie that literally just said fuck. And
I do
because it's my
remember that.
favorite word. I mean, that is by far my favorite word in the entire dictionary. It is the only
Now, do you
word to
like
me
do you
that
like
means
fuck or do you
everything.
like the not the synonyms, the expansiveness of fuck, You got
I like the
motherfucker,
fact,
you got
I
hey
like
fucker, you got it's fucking, you got,
I
fuck
like the
it.
fact that it's the most universal word for emotion, in my opinion. Like just the simple word fuck can mean so many different things. I can be like, I
Hmm.
can be like, fuck, dude, that's awesome. Or it can be like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Or I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? Like you can use it in so many different ways. And it's just an
No,
incredible word.
no, I was never good at English. I was pretty decent at
So,
math, um, moved on in life, but I believe that's called a noun, is it not? A descriptive word?
I have no idea.
I don't know
Not
either.
a, not a,
I
not a
Hey,
clue, but I love it.
I'll come out here and I'll say, hey, anything that's said on this podcast is just shit that flows out of my mouth. Don't
Sure,
take it with a grain of salt,
sure,
as the old English folk would say.
sure.
But hey, we've been getting
Sure.
some feedback in the comment section though.
Yep, yep,
Uh,
that's accurate.
old Papa Sloth asked us to talk about a very specific category, and that would be Oreos. And he brought up the
Hmm.
thin. I just want to put this
Hmm.
out there. If you eat thin Oreos, you're a bitch.
Yeah, yeah. Now we know that as two people, two men who are large,
Very large.
both in weight and stature.
They call
Um,
us XLs when they see us.
sure, yeah, and
Plus
I'm okay with
size.
an XL because we know that I'm probably more of a double XL.
Hmm.
But I'll take
Hmm.
the XL anytime. Like plus size. They don't have any models quite
We're
our
not
size, but
quite really plus size. Like we can still squeeze our way into some of the smaller spaces.
sure,
Now, granted,
sure,
our height doesn't help us in a lot of areas,
fair,
but it does help us carry our weight a little bit. When I tell people
absolutely,
that I weigh like 250, they're like, "You weigh 250?" I gotta guess like 220, and I'm like, "Yeah, no, I just carry my weight well because I'm 6'5". Got a size
sure.
15 foot. It's
But we
flat,
know our way.
but
We know our way around an Oreo. Okay, we've eaten
oh,
quite a lot of them.
I mean, I know
I
how to eat an Oreo raw. I know how to eat an Oreo with a lick. I know how to eat an
Yep,
Oreo dipped. I mean,
yep,
there's not many ways I think I haven't ate an Oreo. I mean, cheesecake, fluff. I mean, I could go, I could sound like Bubba from
sure,
Forrest Gump, just going
sure,
on. There was Oreo fluff, there's Oreo brownies, there's Oreo fudge, you know?
sure.
But yeah, we know our way around an Oreo, that's for shizzle.
Yeah, I just don't quite understand why it is, like I'm looking at what he said here exactly. He goes Oreo regular, double, or thin. So first of all, and I did talk to him just so we're on
I
the
know
same
what you're gonna
page.
say. You're gonna say here, you're gonna go for the mega. You're gonna go for the mega Oreo.
Well,
I'm more of a
th
double stuff. The
there's a
mega's a
lot
little too
more.
much.
You have your thin, you have your regular, you have
Hmm.
your double, you have your
Hmm.
mega, and then
Yep.
you have the most stuffed,
Yeah.
right? Which gets forgotten about. Now, understand that the most stuffed and thin are both on very far sides of the spectrum,
They
okay?
are
And
far
I don't
sides of the
like either one of
spectrum.
them. I love the cream. I'm a
Hmm.
big fan of the cream in the middle
Yeah,
of the
me too.
Oreo.
Me too.
But the most stuffed, it's literally if you took like a mega and just stacked it, it's too much.
It's way
It's
too
too
much.
much.
It's
I
way
can
too
probably
much.
eat like four of them, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm maxed out right now. To me, if
You know
it's
the serving size for those things is only like 3 cookies.
that doesn't surprise me.
I could pound lines of that. When people say, "Hey, you want to go do a line to me?" I'm thinking Oreo.
Yeah,
I'm not thinking cocaine.
I, to me, it's a double stuff no matter what.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
it's
yeah.
anything under a double, like I'll eat a regular. If there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing else around, I'll dabble. I'll take a couple.
Mm-hmm.
But I want double. I want double stuffed.
Mm-hmm.
Even mega, I can get down with. I just can't quite eat as much.
Mm-hmm.
But it's doubling up. I don't really want the regular, and I swear to God, I don't want the thin. Like we talked about peanut butter. We discussed how Peter Pan is literal dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oreo thins are right there. That
And
can
you
go
know,
right
an
into the just
Oreo
get
is
rid of.
not a cookie you can experiment with the store brands.
Yeah,
Now, has
yeah.
Oreo has been dropping some bangers of like side flavors. They had the fireworks one and then the Star Wars one for a minute.
hmm
Those were very good. I like the firework one. It had the little pop rocks in it. That was good. The peanut butter is good. Obviously, you got the classic mint. That one's good.
See, I got to tell you, I
Um,
don't like the flavors.
you don't like the
I
flavors.
don't want the flavors.
See,
I don't want all the bullshit. Just give me a fucking Oreo. Don't give me no red velvet, fucking peanut butter,
I never
pumpkin
tried the red
pie.
velvet.
Just give
I
me
like
a
the
fucking
pumpkin pie.
Oreo, dude.
I fuck with the vanilla Oreo.
I like the combo where the
Yeah,
top is chocolate, bottom
yeah,
vanilla,
I do
cream in the
like that.
middle. I
I
get
do
down
like
with
that.
that. Yeah, but they
You know
don't
what?
ever have the flavors in the double stuffed, and maybe that's why I don't necessarily dabble with them as much. Plus, it's like
Maybe not.
you can't. It's like a Frosty. It's like the
Hmm.
OG will always be the OG. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah. I
taking a
mean,
classic Oreo over anything else.
well, it sets the baseline. You know, the normal Oreo is a 7. The double stuff is a 9.
Sure,
Now you gotta
sure,
try to beat out the original to make your way into my cupboard.
fair,
And now I
fair.
think that the fireworks and the couple other ones, the S'moreo that they had there for a minute,
hmm See, but a lot like
but I'm a big
Reese's,
marshmallow person.
Oreo is one of those things like Oreo, the brand Oreo,
Hmm.
very rarely misses. Like the Oreo minis are
Hmm.
fucking incredible. I
Those
don't
are
know what
so good.
type of
I think,
crack cocaine they put
yeah.
in that shit, but
Did you
wow,
know
you get like
that
those little buckets.
this is a true thing? Actually, I don't know. Again, take this with a grain of salt. I'm going to say it on the
Sure,
cast.
sure.
That an Oreo has more addictive properties than cocaine.
That doesn't surprise me. I would argue that's got to be. I'm looking it up. That's got to be true.
I mean,
That's got to be true.
I mean, sugar is honestly the most addictive thing in the world. I mean, so many people talk about it. These weightlifters and stuff, they're like, I haven't ate sugar in 6 years. I had a donut 2 days ago. I haven't stopped eating donuts since. Sugar is a crazy thing. Once you have a little bit of sugar in your system, you don't stop. You just don't stop.
Wow. So here we go. Now, this is
Hmm.
Google. This is www.usnews.com. So take it or
Okay.
leave it. Okay.
Take it or leave
But
it.
the internet never lies, and we know that.
Yep.
We have furthermore, the researchers determined that eating the cookies release significantly more neurons in the brain pleasure center than cocaine or morphine.
Wow. See, sometimes I read these little headlines and I know what I'm
Yeah.
talking
And
about.
they know what to do, but they have so much shit like what is it? I haven't seen them in a long time, but they come in like the little package gas station I'm talking about. It's like what is it? They're like puffy.
Like puffy.
Yeah, they're
Like,
like puffy, like the cookie, like the top and the bottom cookie. It's like a
mhm.
puffy thing. It's like more of like a cake thing. Is it Cakesters?
The
Is
Oreo
that what it is?
Cakesters.
Oreo
Yes.
Cakesters?
Yes.
Those are
The
fucking God
Wow.
bless
I
it,
remember
man.
when those
Those are
came out in
good.
the early
Woo,
2000s, and my
those are
grandma
good.
bought me a pack of them, and I took
Mm,
them home, and we know
hmm
my parents. A little bit of
Yep.
the Chief Keefers, the
Sure.
420ers,
Sure.
stoners, as what they would call themselves back in the day, the early 90s. They ate the entire pack, apologized to me, took me to Walmart, and I remember we bought like 5 boxes of them because they were
They're
like,
so
they're good.
fucking good.
And then they went away. Then they took them away. Um,
Do
but anyways, I mean, once they took them away, I mean, I remember being heartbroken. And then I
they
saw the
still have
headline
them?
one. Oh yeah, they still got them. Oh
Because I
yeah.
haven't seen them in forever.
You just probably haven't looked for them.
Fair. I'm
I
gonna
had
get some tomorrow.
Yeah, I had some like about 4 weeks ago. I'll be stopping at Speedway before our tea time tomorrow anyway, so I'll be giving
I
it a
don't
gander
think that
for him.
you understand that for the last 4 days, I have been at the speedway next to your house at least once, if not twice, every day.
It's a good Speedway.
I was there twice today. I went there in
I
the
remember
morning
when you
because I
didn't
needed to
like
get
Speedway. You
gas.
were like, "Well, why do you go to Speedway all the time?" And I was like, "I don't know, it's good." And then when 7-Eleven acquired them or they acquired 7-Eleven, whatever, I felt like it got a little better.
I should have stock in Speedway. I should have stock in
I mean,
Speedway. But I tell you what,
I
I
have
have
enough
the two
points in my
accounts.
Speedway app. I could
Well, I have
probably.
the two. So I have one
Mm,
account with like one and a different account. The one account had like 56,000 points,
mhm,
and I don't use that account anymore. I use the other one like through
mhm.
work and stuff. So I've just been using the points because like
Yep.
I don't use the account anymore. So I'm trying to push
Mhm.
those points. So that when you can't transfer points. I looked today just because I haven't paid attention in like 3 months. Whenever I get something, I just point it. Um, I'm down to like 3,000. I've used like 50,000 points in the last 3 months just on whatever. You know, you get a little sandwich, get a little this, get a whatever.
Uh-huh.
But the deal, I'll tell you, like I get on your ass all the time for having like, you know, this app for this fucking place and this app for this fucking place and this app for whatever. The Speedway app is clutch as fuck.
I
The
just
amount
got
of
some.
deals you get
I just got
is
some
good.
breaking news. I don't mean to take away from the Oreo
Okay.
conversation.
Okay.
Breaking news from ESPN. Judge grants final approval on House versus NCAA settlement that will allow schools to begin paying the athletes directly.
Mm.
So now the NCAA will actually be able to pay their students based outside of their
I
contracts.
wonder how that's going to go as far as like NIL and shit. Because these
Yeah, I
kids
don't
are
know.
making so much money with NIL. I
I don't
hate
know.
NIL. I think it completely ruined college sports. I
I mean, it
believe that
did.
wholly because you're gonna have the top schools that just no matter what are gonna have more money and more exposure, and
Hmm.
that's where kids are gonna go. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And there's not
I
going to
mean,
be, I feel like you're going to see a lot less. Like this kid was a true freshman and then a senior and stayed on the team for the whole time. You're going to see it too much bouncing around.
you know, I
And that
mean,
worries me.
isn't I mean, I feel like that's been a problem for a long time though.
That's why Nick Saban left, and I'll die on that hill. He left because he knew he couldn't hold up with the NIL, and he was going to lose his little powerhouse of Alabama. And as a Michigan fan, I'm not upset with that. We do have Bryce Underwood now for the sole purpose of NIL. We would have never
Hmm.
got him if it wasn't
Hmm.
for Dave Portnoy. Um,
Dave Portnoy, Tom Brady jumped in there.
sure, yeah. I mean, it
I
is what
mean,
it is. What are you going to do? Give the
hey,
kid a couple $1 million and do your thing. But these kids are making,
can't be the
you know,
best unless you beat the best.
ignorant money now, and like I don't know if that's a good thing as
Hmm.
far as like for them, they're going to go into the league, they're going to have all these expectations, and then it's just going to, that's like Shador. You know,
Hmm.
people hate on him, and I get it. He puts a lot of it on himself,
Hmm.
but, I believe that out of all the quarterbacks, I think this in this, this cycle, anyways,
Hmm.
he's going to be the best. I truly believe that. Now he's on the Browns, which is not a good team to
That
play for.
quarterback room has got to be. It's.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean,
It's
how
not
many
good at all.
quarterbacks do they have right now?
They have
Six,
five. They have five
five.
total. So they have
Jeez.
Joe Flacco, um, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco,
Shador,
Dylan Gabriel, Shador, and then Mr. Massage guy, Deshaun Watson.
Mr. Watson. Forgot about him.
Yeah.
Holmes and
Do you ever see
Watson.
those
Horrible
TikToks where
movie.
they're like it's like those two girls singing, and it's like I don't remember how it goes now. That sucks. It was in my head and now it's gone. It's like right? Oh shit. Must have been a ghost then, but
Yep.
like they
Yep.
they go, oh
Hmm.
shit, must have Deshaun Watson, and he comes running up. It's not funny. Um,
It's not funny, but it's humorous.
yes, it's a good way to put it. It's a
Yeah.
good way to put it.
Yeah. Well, another Friday night recording for Monday morning. Last I checked, we were at 57 subscribers,
Yep.
but it
Yep.
seems like
Over
we're
halfway
still
there,
cooking.
baby.
We're
Yep.
still cooking. I'm gonna be eating
Yep.
that chip at some point. Get your friends, like, comment,
Yeah.
share, and
Yep.
subscribe, baby.
You're going to be in
Um,
that little room right there and you're going to be dying. You're going to be, spitting up blood. You're going to be pissing blood. It's going to be horrible. You might not make, we might, the problem is we haven't even discussed it yet, but it might be a solo podcast after that. I mean, we might lose you. We might lose the big guy forever. And
I
then
think I'm.
it's,
I mean, Shaq is by far my favorite one who's done the
I
one
love
chip
that,
challenge
dude.
because he's like, I'm not gonna make a face, and then he does. But then you've also got Shaq eating the one wing on the hot ones, and he
Yeah.
goes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, that
I
that
love
one's
that shit, dude. I
that's gonna be
can't
a
wait.
rough chip.
It's gonna be bad too. It's gonna be
That's gonna
really,
be a
really bad.
rough
But
chip.
if there's anybody I want to do it, it's you. You handle spice pretty well. You can eat. So I think it's a good idea. I think that I would be real cautious if I were you on what I'm eating that day. Like when you're going
Yeah.
into eating the chip,
Hmm.
I think we got to be cautious. Like we want to stay away from the Taco Bell. We want to stay away from anything that's going to already, get the stomach going,
Well, see, I've been
because it's
eating
going to come
Taco
out
Bell for
like
so
lava.
long now that it actually does a reverse effect to me. It does
Mm,
not make me go number
mm.
one or two. Like, it doesn't make me go number three, that's for sure. If anybody's wondering what number three is, I call that the combo. That's the old diarrhea.
Ooh, I live with that.
Yeah, no, I've been eating Taco Bell for a long.
This
I eat
chip's
Taco.
gonna fuck you up,
I mean,
Willet.
I eat Taco Bell probably once or twice a week.
It's gonna
It's
be
crazy.
bad. I'm excited though. I'm really excited, and we're gonna get there sooner rather than later. And that's just the God's honest truth. We're already over halfway there. You know, we
We
talked about
already,
this. We were at like what 20 subscribers. We're already well over 50. Pretty soon we'll be at 100, and you're gonna be eating a chip, and that's that. And it's not for, it's not for me. It's not for me. It's not for you either. It's for the people.
it's for the
Okay.
people.
It's for the people. It's for the people. And it's important to me because that first 100, that's your base. That's your
Hmm.
fucking people. That's the people
Hmm.
who were here when no one else was,
Hmm.
and they deserve it. It's sad that eventually people are going to be going back years and looking, saying, "What's this? Oh, a hot chip he ate." And they're going to watch it and they're going to love it. But it's not for them. It's for the people. It's for the original base of people. And that's what
The,
gets me going.
the problem with me eating this chip is that I will not be golfing the following day because I will need to be close to a toilet.
Is the wife aware that, like, there won't be any parenting involved either? Like there's not going to be any, like, I'm going to take care of my daughter for the day, go get your hair done. It's like you're in the bedroom, you're in the bathroom, it's you time for a while.
That conversation's been had. That conversation
Okay.
will be had
Okay.
again.
Yep.
She'll listen to this episode. She'll hear it.
Hmm.
She'll
hmm
know. That's gonna be a
It's
rough.
just it's
That's gonna be
important
a rough
because
day for me.
it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. I've heard from the people that I've asked. I know a couple people in person, um, or a couple people I know that have done it, and I asked them, and they've all said that day two was worse than day one, as far as like how the body
That
feels. Because
that
like you wake up and your stomach is fucked.
yeah, that's exactly what I've heard about it too. They're like,
Yeah.
it's hot for a little bit. You eat your little ice cream sandwich. And,
hmm hmm
no, I'm gonna have
hmm
like a. I'm gonna have a little setup here with me. I'm gonna have some scoops of vanilla ice cream ready to go.
Sure. Sure.
I'm gonna have a glass of milk.
Sure.
Yeah, no pop,
Maybe
no
like a
water.
spitball. I've heard about a spitball though.
Yeah,
Pop, dude.
I have a small trash
Can't do
can of.
pop.
Can't do
Can't do
pop.
pop. Can't do pop. Spicy food and pop, it like pop, I swear to God, it
It
fucking
intensifies it. It
exacerbates. It
does. It does.
absolutely does.
It
It
does.
absolutely
See,
does. I'm
like,
a big Sprite guy, as you know.
yeah.
Big Sprite guy. Every time I eat something spicy and I'm drinking Sprite, I'm like, holy
Is it a
fuck,
Sprite
that's
Zero
horrible.
Sugar?
That is a Sprite Zero Sugar, yes.
Are we watching her? We watching her figure?
Um, no, so I do the old Kroger pickup,
Mm.
right? And we order the pop. And if
Mm.
like they don't have something in stock, right, they just do the old auto sub.
Uh-huh.
So they just auto sub that for the
I
old
mean,
zero.
I'm not against the zero sugar. I just, I don't typically see you with them.
Are you drinking an RC cola right now?
Me and my RC,
I hate that. I hate that for you.
they were on sale. Grabbed them, threw them in the pop fridge. I'm out of Dr. Pepper
Probably a
right
reason.
now.
Probably a reason why they were
Um,
on sale.
haven't gone grocery shopping yet this week, so uh, you know, so I'm poor is what I'm gonna say.
I'm just reading all this shit about Oreos too, and it's incredible. It's incredible to learn.
Yeah, yeah. Oreos are something else. They are
Like I
they're
couldn't
a
even
true
tell
gift
you
from
what the
God.
fuck what's in here, like the ingredients for it. C40H80N08P.
I think that's the
That's an
chemical
ingredient.
compound of cocaine. Uh,
It probably is.
it
It probably is.
probably really
I love
is.
them though. And now that we're talking about it, it gets me excited. I'm gonna get, I think, a clusters
Hmm.
tomorrow. What's gonna happen? Mr. Stin is picking me up in the morning.
Mm.
Um, and I'm gonna make him stop at the gas station, and I will be getting Oreo clusters or
Or
cakesters. What are they called?
cakesters. I was kind of
Cakesters.
confused what a cluster was right there, and I was like, all right, if you see those, pick
Cakester.
those up for me because I've never seen a
Yeah,
cluster.
no, Cakester. Cakester. No, but I like that. That's what I'm saying. The Oreo and Reese's. Those are the two that, like, everything that they touch and incorporate is good. Speedway today I got the Reese's pretzels, so it's like a peanut butter pretzel.
Oh, like as in the bag of the Reese's
Excuse me.
pretzels.
Yeah, like, but like if you get a box from like Sam's Club of like the
Hmm.
peanut butter covered or the pretzel covered peanut butter, whatever, the
Hmm.
pretzel peanut butter in the middle, it was the same exact thing, but it was
Okay.
Reese's. Holy fuck, dude, they're 10 times better than the normal one. It's because that peanut butter is fucking good. Now, we talked about peanut butter last week. We discussed the
Mhm.
Peter Pan, we discussed the Jif. Okay, Reese's has their own peanut butter.
I've tried it
It-
before.
it's not good.
It's not great.
You think it's like I'm expecting the same peanut butter I get in the middle of a Reese's peanut
Hmm.
butter cup, and
Hmm.
it's not. It's
It's
just
not.
normal everyday peanut butter.
You need to
It's not
call your
special.
mother and you need to tell her to make us some peanut butter balls. Here in Michigan, we call those peanut butter balls, not Buckeyes, because fuck those people down below. That That was a good smile, good sigh right there. So,
It wasn't even about what you're saying, but we'll
oh,
leave it alone.
okay. All right.
Just Logan in
Um,
the group chat wanting all the smoke, wanting every bit of the smoke. That's all. Guy can get fucked. He's not going to listen to this, but if you do, Logan, you're a piece of shit. Okay, I don't like you as a person.
piece of shit.
Yeah, you'll look at the group chat at some point. You'll pick up on what's going on here, but
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said about the Buckeyes. Yeah, they're different too, though. They're a little different. You know, the way like my mom makes them, they're a little different. It's literally just a giant ball of peanut butter, not
Hmm.
like what you think. I don't even know how. I've made them with her so many times. I gotta tell it's been years since we've
Hmm.
had peanut butter balls from
I
her.
know.
We
I
used to
asked.
make like hundreds of them during
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah. The last like 4 Christmases, she hasn't made them.
Yeah, that's got to happen. That's got to happen. We got to figure out how to do that, because you need that whole, I'm not a cooker, you might know this, or chef, whatever. You got like the one pot that's got the water, and then the other pot goes on top.
Hmm.
Put the chocolate, melts.
Double boiler. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we used. I remember that.
I want to get into my rant session. All right.
Okay,
It seems like every week I just use this as an outlet to, um,
sure,
I don't know what the word here is. It's not vindict. It's justify my thoughts.
sure. Little confirmation bias. I'm with you.
Subways, they go into Walmart. Something about the employees there is just trash.
Sure,
Trash. Went to Grand Haven. We're standing there. Hey, we give him the look. He gives us the look. Doesn't come out. We stand there a little longer. Doesn't come out. Doesn't come out. Strike number one for those guys.
yeah,
Strike number two and three comes the other day. I'm at work. My wife asked me to pick something up at Walmart on my lunch break. The Walmart very close to where I work, less than a half a mile. There's a Subway inside of there. So every time that I have to pick something up, I only have 30 minutes for lunch. So this has got to be a fast process.
sure,
I get into the Walmart parking lot. I place the Subway order on my app. I then go do my shopping, and then I walk up to the little counter, and they got like a shelving unit, and there is your mobile order. Done
sure.
this countless times.
Okay.
Sub's usually good, whatever. The other day, I go to this Walmart to pick up whatever it is that I got to pick up. It's actually, I know exactly what I had to pick up. I got a charcoal starter. I got some K-cups for my coffee, and I do my normal thing. Walk up in there. I look. I look. I walk over to the little shelf. I look. I'm noticing that there's not a lot of people in the subway. What I'm seeing is I'm seeing two
As
Walmart
in
workers,
employers or customers?
employees, customers. There's not a lot in there.
Empty.
There's
Okay.
there's two people sitting in on the one side there wearing the Walmart vest, so I know that they work at Walmart.
Sure.
I see one young Asian woman. Honestly, she might not have been young. They don't seem to age. Uh,
Fair. But then they
that's a
do.
compliment. Yeah,
It's a,
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
late
yeah.
age. They never do, and then they do.
And then they
Go
do.
on. Go on.
But and then there's a woman sitting there and she's got about 15 drinks. She's got like the Starbucks glass frappuccino. She's got a Subway drink. She's got a cup of water. She's got quite a
Okay.
few drinks. And she's got some things scattered out on the table. I'm standing there and I'm waiting for my order. And I'm standing there and I'm standing there, still no Subway employee, no Subway employee. Like they've got to be in the bag. And this isn't a bag that you can necessarily see through to see like the entire kitchen. You can just see like the fridge and then there's like a cutoff. And I'm like, maybe she's just back there doing dishes. She hasn't seen my order yet, something like that. Standing there. 15 minutes has gone by. So I look at my phone to see when the Subway sandwich is ready. I realize that it quoted me quite long. It, you know, I got there at like 12:30. It quoted me that the sandwich should be ready at like 12:55. It's
Hmm.
12:54 at this point. I'm like, okay, so maybe that's why it's not done yet. Standing there a little bit longer, standing there a little bit longer. It is now almost 1. I've texted my boss saying, hey, having some issues. She says, hey, okay, get back when you can get back. Standing there. Still nothing. I'm like, man, what is going on? And then I just hear from the woman who was sitting at the table with all the drinks, the register's down. I'm thinking this is just a concerned citizen
Sure.
letting me know that the register's down. And I go, that's all right. I placed a mobile order. And she goes, well, did it go through? And I go, well, yeah, I have the confirmation right here.
Mm,
And then she stands up. I see the Subway shirt plastered across her chest. I
mm.
now go,
Not a
you,
concerned citizen. Not
not
a
a
concerned
concerned
citizen.
citizen, just a shit employee is what it is.
She's now realized the fuck up that was made, is what I'm
So
picking up
she
on.
walks over to the computer. She takes the computer and slams it back towards her, and I'm like, impressive. And she goes, "Did it really go through?" And I'm looking at it, and I show her the thing. I'm like, "Yeah, it went through." She goes, "You're gonna need to refresh the app." Refresh the app. Still says my order will be ready, whatever, and it's got the little tally bar telling me when it's gonna be ready. And she goes, "Yeah, refresh it again." So I refresh it, click on it. I have now noticed that what it has done since their register has gone down, it has now forwarded my sub to a different Subway. Now, this normally wouldn't be a problem because there is another Subway in the same parking lot that the Walmart is on.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, okay, I just got to walk over there and grab it off that shelf. I realize it sent it to a Subway that is 2 miles away.
Mm.
2 miles isn't that
Now,
long or
are we
whatever.
blaming the subway or are we blaming the app? Because personally, this is just another thing that would tell me to never touch the fucking app.
Well, I just think it's something to do with the Walmart Subways because that seems to be where a lot of the issues happen, is the
Yeah,
Walmart
I mean,
Subways.
after the Grand Haven one, I haven't been to a Subway since. And let's just be honest, Subway's dog shit. It's one
Well,
of those things that you get for convenience.
yeah, and it's the 6.99 meal. I get the 6 inch
Sure.
sub, I get the two cookies, I get the drink, $7. I'm in, I'm out.
What
Six
kind of
inches
cookies are
all
we
I
getting?
usually I go double raspberry cheesecake. Sometimes I
Yeah,
like to get one raspberry cheesecake, mix it up with a different cookie.
little white
Um,
macadamia nut.
yeah, yeah. So I this time I've gone with chips actually because I wanted the salt and vinegar chips. I had already had too many sweets that day. Like I said, I've kind of gone away from being a little sweet monster to a grease monster, like in the savory stuff a little more. And so like whatever. I drive over there to get this now. Now I get to this Subway, and obviously there's a little hecticness going on because they're getting different orders in and blah blah blah. I walk up, I see my sandwich, it's sitting on the thing like it's supposed to be. Thank God, it's ready to go. I walk up to it, I don't see cup for my fountain drink. I'm like, so I think maybe what she did is she put it in the
Sorry about that. Go on.
maybe she put the cup in the bag and put the chips over top of it. So I slowly start pulling the chips out, and I hear, "Hey, we don't, the fountain's down." So I spin around. What'd you say? And she goes, "Fountain's down." And I go, "I paid for a drink. What do I do?" And she's like, "Well, fountain's down." And I go, "Can I get like a one out of the cooler?" Because that's an upcharge. All right. What do you want? Like, I already paid for the drink and stuff. And she goes, "I guess just grab one out of the cooler." I grab one out of the cooler and I go about my day. But still, I mean, why do they have to be such a process with these people?
I think it's that they are so, it's a classic case of they rest on their laurels, right? And they do that often. There's
Mm-hmm.
so many, there's 5 times the amount of Subways as there are McDonald's, right?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody likes it. Like the food
No.
is shit. And I'll tell you what, I give them credit for the fact of like they try to be innovative. They come
Yep.
out with the foot long cookie. You got the
Mm-hmm.
foot long nachos. You
Yep.
got the fucking the churros they start
Mm-hmm.
bringing around. They got the
Yep.
this, they got the that.
The pretzel,
But
yeah,
it's
they got it
over
all.
with. Now that you have your Firehouse, your
Mm-hmm.
Jersey Mike's,
Mm-hmm.
and now that Jimmy John's has started to dabble in the hot subs,
Mm-hmm.
you're done, dude. You're
Well,
done. I
and
don't
not only that is Jimmy John's is coming out being a little cheaper too. The problem with Subway is this Subway used to be cheap. Subway was a $15 meal for three people,
$5 foot
$20
long.
for yeah, I mean, used to be
Yep,
cheap. And
yep,
the issue is now when you go to Subway, you legitimately have to pull out a small personal loan just to be able to afford it.
yeah, yep. I don't
Um,
disagree. I don't disagree.
and but I mean the 6.99 meal, I mean that's got me wrapped in. If you need a foot long, you pay an extra $3, $10, you walk out with a whole meal. Doesn't really hurt my feelings at that point.
Yeah.
But um the one thing I will say they made up with on that meal there is they gave me a foot long instead of the 6 inch I paid for. I mean, I guess, I got a
Would you
little
have
bit of
rather
something out
had
of
the
them.
6 inch and just had none of those issues at all?
I mean, to be fair, I did overstuff myself eating that foot long, but I mean, it's not like I don't overstuff myself pretty regularly.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, it's a good. We'll add it to the tally of things that fucking suck, and we'll put Walmart Subways at the top of the list for right now.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean,
I mean, that's what I'm hearing out of this, anyways.
yeah.
That's what I'm getting out of this is fuck
Yeah, I
Subway.
think it's just got something to do with the employees that they hire into those ones.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. They're always like every time I go to a Subway and there's like nobody there, like it's
Hmm.
dead.
Hmm.
There's like 20 employees doing shit. And then every
Hmm.
time I go there and they're busy, they're
Hmm.
slammed with people,
Hmm.
there's like one person working,
Yep. Yep.
and then like there's one person in the back, like
Hmm.
just doing nothing, just sitting
Hmm.
there scrolling their phone, or
Hmm.
like you'll have one guy on their break sitting over here doing
Hmm.
whatever, and then you'll
Hmm.
have another person behind the counter, and like you can tell this person is getting pissed. So like, hey Julie, maybe we get the fuck off Instagram and we come
Hmm.
and make a goddamn sub. But they don't give a
Hmm.
fuck there.
No.
They don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck about the people there. Subway doesn't give a fuck about their people.
No.
That's how I
No.
feel. And
You know.
I'm up there too because the Grand
Hmm.
Haven one pissed me the fuck off. Like
Yeah.
you're open, I'm standing here, you see me, I see you, you know that
Hmm.
I know that I know that you know that I'm here. So
Hmm.
let's just go ahead and make my food. It's like I have a fucking issue when I'm trying to give money to something and it like doesn't work. It's like
Hmm.
just take my fucking money, okay,
Hmm.
and give me what I'm paying for, and then I'll
Hmm.
leave you alone. Like it's
Hmm.
not a complicated
And don't
process.
nickel and dime me for the thing I'm trying to get.
Yeah, and especially when you fucked up. Like I
Hmm.
didn't fuck up. I
Yeah.
came here, I placed my order, I did
Hmm.
what I'm supposed to do.
Hmm.
I did my
Hey,
half of the fucking
I would have
exchange.
been, listen, honestly, I really wouldn't have been upset if within the first 5 minutes of me being there, she would have said, "Hey, our register's down, by the way."
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
I would have been like, "Oh, understandable, shit happens."
Yep.
But it's the fact that they let me stand there for legitimately 20 minutes
Hmm.
waiting for the sub.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they
That's
don't
the
give a
upsetting
fuck.
part.
They
Yeah,
don't
no,
care
they
about
don't.
their
They don't.
people.
Well, like, I think, and it's the non-confrontation of the world nowadays. It's we're coming back to the ghosting thing.
Yeah.
She was trying to in-person ghost me, and I just stood there long enough that she was like, "I'm going to have to say something."
Mhm. Yeah. I got a real issue with that. I don't disagree. I respect the rant. I respect the rant. Let's put it that way.
And
Um,
hey, the other day I saw a comment in one of our shorts, or it might have been a TikTok. I don't remember which one it was. And somebody said, "I bet these two are proud capitalists." I'm a proud capitalist. But the problem with
yeah.
capital, you got to put the customers first in capitalism because that's the way you keep making money. The issue is we've let too many companies now escape with their mistakes,
Hmm.
and we do this we allow large corporations to fuck up so
Yep.
much.
I
We
got one for
really,
you.
we really do. But then a
Yep.
small business does it, and we swear them off. I'll never
Yeah.
go back there. I'll never. And it's like, hey, a small business doesn't have the establishment that something like that does, and
Yep.
they're usually more willing to fix the situation than a large business.
Completely
And
agree.
another issue I had the other day, went to Detroit Wing Company, ordered boneless wings because they were cheaper and convenience, as we've talked before about the boneless wings. I take a
Sure.
bite of one. What does it have in it? Bone. Choke on it. Could have died.
Just shoot the shit out
Legitimately
of
could
them.
have died.
You know me. Okay. I will make a deal of something that's small.
Hmm.
I'm like Lois from Malcolm in the Middle. Like I'll
Hmm.
make a big deal of nothing very, very quickly.
Hmm.
Especially like because it's just like what you said. A lot of the times we get lazy. You
Hmm.
pay for it, it's not what you want, whatever,
Hmm.
right? I
hmm
ask for Sprite, they give me zero sugar,
hmm
whatever, I don't care. I let it slide.
hmm
There's a few things, especially when it comes to food. Like when I'm ordering food and it's not what I ordered, it's one thing if like it's what I ordered, but like it's like wasn't cooked right or wasn't whatever. Mistakes happen. I'm not going to make a big deal. I don't care. But when I order something and you blatantly give me the wrong thing, I'm usually pretty pissed. I get pretty animated about it.
hmm hmm
And it hasn't happened in a while. I
hmm
haven't got burned in a long time. And today I got fucking burned. And you just brought it up and it's hot in my mind. I forgot about it. I was calm. Now I'm pissed again.
hmm
Okay. I do not like every morning, not every morning. If I ever go to McDonald's for breakfast, my go-to is always sausage, egg, and cheese bagel, extra
hmm
breakfast sauce. It's what I get every time.
Okay.
A while ago, where we used to work with Jeff over there, right?
Hmm.
There's a McDonald's across the street, so we'd go
Yep.
there all the time.
Yep.
I would get constantly banged and they'd give me the fucking steak, egg, and cheese bagel. Now,
hmm
I don't fucking want the steak, egg, and cheese bagel because there's onions on it and I don't like the way it tastes. The steak feels fake. It's
hmm
like
hmm
rubbery. I just don't like
hmm
that
It's a
fucking
bad
bagel.
steak-um is all it is.
It's not good. Okay.
Hmm.
I got burned today and I was fucking pissed. So I'm running late. I'm running behind. I got to go to the bathroom. Stop at the McDonald's, go to the bathroom. I'm already
hmm
here. I'm hungry.
hmm
I got my pills for my back. I'm taking it right now. I got to eat with them. So I'm like, you know what? Let me get the bagel. No big deal. Order the bagel. I'm sitting there. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Whatever. 635 was my order number. She says it out loud. She doesn't even say the number. She says it out loud. Sausage, egg, and cheese bagel, extra breakfast sauce. That's me. I come
hmm
over, I grab it. Now, normally I open it up, I start eating it, we're good. This time I got in the van, I go ahead and I threw it on the passenger seat, I start driving. I get about 15 minutes down the road. Okay, I grab the bag, and I knew right away
You
something
could
was wrong.
smell it.
It was greasy. and it's
Hmm.
normally not greasy, and I got the smell, and I'm like,
Hmm.
I swear to God, if this is a fucking steak, egg, and cheese bagel, I'm gonna be livid. Sure as shit, steak, egg, and cheese bagel. Now I have a decision to make, right? I have to decide, do I just bite the bullet and do I eat this? Or
Hmm.
do I turn the fuck around and go make a big deal about this?
Hmm.
Now I'm late for work. I got places to be. So I go, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just eat it. I wipe the onions off. I eat it. Dog shit. Pissed me the fuck off beyond belief. So what do I do? Hmm?
I don't know.
Pull
What
a
do you
little
do?
Willet. Pull a Willet. And I go ahead and I call the fucking McDonald's.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
I
I'm
like it.
fucking
I like it.
pissed.
You got to
I'm
call them out for their
fucking
mistakes,
pissed, dude.
Austin. They got to
I'm
know.
pissed. I call them. I said, hey,
And listen, I won't call unless if it's a big deal like that. Like something
that's a big deal.
that's a big enough deal. It's also Logan brought this up today with me. He goes, I hate when they charge me $1.75 for an extra two ranches and then they don't even give me one ranch.
Yeah.
Those are the
Same thing.
things that is valid for you to call. I worked in the food industry. There's some things you just don't call about. There's some things you just don't complain about. But
Yep.
there are things like when you're paying the
Yep.
money for the extra
Yep.
thing,
Yep.
you got to get it right. And hey, you
Yep.
don't have to be a dick, but you got to at least let them know that they made the
Yeah,
mistake.
it goes all the way back to what we said in the very first episode that we came back on,
Hmm.
talking about the nickel and diamond for the pickles at McDonald's.
Hmm.
Same thing
Hmm.
with my breakfast sandwich. If I ask for an extra slice of cheese and fucking extra breakfast sauce, and you charge me an extra fucking $2 because it went from 4.99 to now I'm
Hmm.
paying 6.87, and it doesn't have extra
Hmm.
cheese and it doesn't have fucking breakfast sauce. Like,
Hmm.
I get that it's $2. Why do you give a shit? I give a shit because I fucking asked for it and I
Hmm.
wanted it. All
Hmm.
right. So I call them today. I go, hey, my name's Austin. Just letting you know I went through there this morning. I still have my receipt. Here is my number or whatever on it. I asked for a fucking sausage, egg, and cheese bagel. You gave me a steak, egg, and cheese bagel. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. This is what this bitch says to me. Okay.
Ooh,
I'm
hostile,
getting
hostile,
hostile. Okay.
hostile.
This is what
Ooh.
she says to me. She goes, well, sir, the steak, egg, and cheese bagel is actually like a premier bagel. It's actually nicer than the
Oh my God.
sausage, egg, and
See,
cheese. I
yep.
lost it. Lost
Hmm.
it on the bitch. Fucking
Hmm.
lost my mind. I
Hmm.
said, ma'am, I couldn't give less a flying fuck. All right. If it's a nicer bagel, it's not what the fuck I wanted.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
wanted a fucking sausage.
Hmm.
You give me steak. It tastes like shit. I felt like I ate a flip flop covered in greasy dog shit. All right. And I ate it. And she goes, well, did you eat it, sir? I said, yes, I ate it. I was fucking hungry and I needed to take my medication, which I needed food for. Okay. So
All
what
right,
you're
now you
doing
sound
here,
like you're 95.
well, I gotta take it. I get sick
Yeah.
if I don't eat something with it. So I'm like, yeah, I fucking ate it. And she goes, well, sir, there's not a lot we can do there for you.
Hmm.
I said, well, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna give me a goddamn free bagel. And I'm not somebody who asks for free shit ever. I'm
Hmm.
not the person. I don't even call.
Hmm.
I think it's the first time I've ever called an establishment before. But I was fucking hot, dude. So, long story short, I got a coupon for a free bagel. So
did they make up for it? But why the hassle to make up for it?
I was so
Especially
pissed,
a
dude.
large corporation like that.
When she tells me it's actually a premier bagel, a fucking first of all, it's a
I've heard
bagel
that
from
so many times in my
McDonald's. So
life.
let's suck a dick,
Okay,
okay?
you know me. I like
Pissed,
salads. I don't like salads because I'm trying to
pissed.
lose weight. I like salads because I like salads.
Sure.
Obviously I'm a big fella. I just like salads. The same things happen to me. I've ordered the grilled chicken, they gave me the crispy chicken. It's not about what it is. The crispy chicken just gets grease on the lettuce. It's not great. I like the I like the way that the grilled chicken tastes. I've called up a certain place. It's a little deli. I'm like, hey, you guys accidentally gave me the crispy chicken. Well, a crispy chicken actually cost more. So you kind of got an upgrade. Like, I know how in your head you see it like that. I really do, but it's not what I wanted. What if I was allergic to gluten? You know, it's not what I ordered. It's plain and simple like that. Mm. Wow.
We had a quick little freeze right there for a second, little
Yeah, little
glitch.
little internet
That's what
connection
worries me
unstable.
about like food servers and shit like
Hmm.
that, like about the whole like tipping culture and stuff.
Hmm.
Because I'm very anti-tipping at this moment in my life. Um, and I don't, it worries me if they get rid of tipping, because like a McDonald's, for instance, Jesus, I'm burping like crazy. They don't
Hmm.
give a fuck,
Hmm.
Like she gave me the wrong food,
Hmm.
she doesn't give a fuck. She's
Hmm.
making her paycheck regardless, and she doesn't give a shit.
Hmm.
Where if it was you're working off of a tip based
Hmm.
situation, you're going to care a bit more. Now, my thought process is they still would have fucked up, and I still would have got the wrong thing.
Hmm.
Maybe she cared more, but it doesn't really change the fucking circumstances, you
We
know?
I don't know, we just have this real problem now. And I don't know when this problem arose. Like a lot of people say it was the millennials, but I don't think it was just them. I think that people used to put pride in the work, whether it was working at McDonald's, working on the line at GM. They put pride into what they did. Maybe not every person, but somebody there used to put pride into what they did. And people just don't do that anymore. And
I agree.
I don't understand what it is. And you say the tipping and the this and the that. And I really think, the same person could be making $100,000 a year doing what they're doing, and they're just not going to put pride into it. People just
Yeah,
don't put pride into I mean, you even see like these contractors and stuff nowadays. I mean, they sneeze these houses up. They sneeze
yeah,
this up. They just
yeah.
don't, like, and then you go through and you're like, hey, I'm buying this brand new house and everything's messed up on it. Like people just don't put, we need to find that pride again in America. And I'm not
I
talking
don't
gay
disagree.
pride. That's its own thing. But I'm talking, we just need to find
Yeah,
pride
you
in our
take
work
pride.
again.
Yep, take
And
ownership, take accountability.
like,
Um, it's a lot. It's
you know,
it's a
go,
weird time, you know.
Yeah, go watch those movies about these people who were janitors and that ended as like president of marketing or something. They ended
Hmm.
up somewhere big in the company because what they did is they showed a company that they could put pride in it. And you're like, man, that could be you. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be that person. Like,
Yeah,
do I put pride into every single thing I do? No. But do I put pride into my work the majority of the time I'm doing something? Yeah, I try to. And sometimes you lose passion in a job and sometimes this and like,
hmm.
maybe that's when it's time to move on, but
Well, think about what today is.
yeah, D-Day.
It's the
I mean,
anniversary of D-Day.
yeah.
Think about those fucking people. You know what I mean? You're talking about men. You're
I
talking
mean,
about men.
the greatest
You know,
generation. I mean, this is when they are the greatest generation.
I
They
agree.
stormed into hell. They didn't know
Yeah,
what they were about to see. They
yep,
stormed into hell.
yep, yeah. We don't
Pride
have
in their
that today.
country. No,
We
we
don't have
really
that
don't.
shit today. And if we
Really
do, it's
don't.
in small, small numbers. I wanted to talk to you quickly, just because this episode is going to come out Monday.
Hmm.
And then that following weekend, we have the US Open. We have the
Hmm.
US Open at Oakmont. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, I've been doing a little bit of research. I've been looking at some things. Holy fuck. That course, I would probably shoot a 187 at that fucking course. Okay.
Hmm.
Some of the fairways there are 14 fucking feet wide. They're tiny. The rough is like over 6 inches thick. Okay. There's like five. I watched a video about them talking about the grass that they use there. They mix like five different types of grass seed for this rough to make it where this shit is so thick and so bad. The greens, I just looked at it a little bit ago, are going to be up to almost a 15 on the stint reader. They're going to be so fast, so hard. They're expecting the winning score of Oakmont to be over par.
Wow.
Last time I think it was 2016, they had the U.S. Open there. Um, I think it was maybe Dustin Johnson won. I don't know for sure. But he won it like 4 under, and then next to him was 1 under, 1 under, and then they were all over par. I am so excited to watch. It's fun to me. Like I enjoy sometimes the tournaments where Scotty Scheffler's going fucking 33 under par.
Hmm.
It's like that's
Hmm.
cool, but
Hmm.
like Jesus Christ, what the fuck are
Hmm.
we doing here?
Hey,
I'm
this is where
excited to
men and
see
men
that
and
go
boys
high,
are boys.
go very high. It's also going to be Phil's last dance. So this is most likely Phil's last time ever playing at a U.S. Open. He needs the U.S. Open in order to create get the career Grand Slam. And it's just not going to happen. He doesn't have his A stuff. It's not going to happen, and it's sad.
Yeah.
He's going to be one away. It's something like he's had a runner-up finish. He's came second in the U.S. Open like 6 fucking times. Yeah, just one away, man, from getting the Grand Slam, and that
Yeah.
sucks. But
Yeah, it
it's the
really
last
does.
time. It's the passing of the torch. Now you have your Scotties, your
Hmm.
Brysons.
It's the new age,
It's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. But I'm very excited to see how that goes. I did want to just go ahead and put, I have two guys who I really like. One obviously Bryson.
Hmm.
You got to be able to hit the ball far there. There's a
Hmm.
300-yard par three on this course. What are we fucking doing, dude? Like my driver's not even gonna get there. Like, what the hell are we doing here? So I'm very, very
Bryson might
excited to see how
overdrive it
it
though, is
goes.
the issue.
Yeah, well, he posted a YouTube video actually, of him playing there, which is so fucking cool. Getting to see a pro like that play in a course like that right before the tournament. I think he ended even, throughout the 18 holes. But he fucking, I think he hit like, I think it was a 5 wood he hit into that green and like just missed it to like the left or something. It's outrageous, dude. It's
Outrageous.
fucking stupid,
Well, I
man.
mean, one thing we have to realize about the pros is, everybody's like, man, they hit their 7 iron, like as far as I hit my 5 iron on the
Mhm.
best day. The way that their things are lofted, they're lofted a lot different than ours. They're
Sure,
hitting a lot
sure.
different clubs than
Yep.
we are. But
They're also
it's
fucking pros. Like
yeah,
they're
they're
really
also
fucking
they're
good.
professionals.
They're really good. The difference between like a professional golfer, like a Scotty, like I'm confident in saying, like, let me pick somebody here for a second. Um, like I am closer to Jared Goff in the NFL
Hmm.
than I am to Scotty Scheffler. Like I am closer in my physical ability to play the game to Jared Goff throwing a football. I'm probably closer to Patrick Mahomes than I am Scotty Scheffler. Like the ability to do it consistently, and to do it that good for
Hmm.
it's they're on a whole nother level,
They
man.
really are. I mean, it's
It's
technique,
insane.
it's the way their bodies move and such, but
It's crazy. It's
yeah,
crazy shit. But I'm
PGA is
very
a
excited
crazy thing. Yeah.
for the US Open next weekend. You know, I'm hoping Bryson can pull it out. Um, I'm sure there's going to be a few people that miss the cut that are
Hmm.
pretty big. I'm
Hmm.
expecting Rory to miss the cut
My
big
boy
time.
Danny will probably miss the cut. He's been struggling this year, but
Danny Willett.
oh,
The fact
sorry,
that that
Unky.
piece of shit, did he win the Masters? Didn't he?
Yeah, a couple years ago now,
Fucking worthless piece of shit.
2016,
I think it was. I think it was.
2018.
I think 16 because Spieth won in 15, and he put the jacket on him. So I think it
Hmm.
was 16.
Yeah. Danny Willett, sharing the
Yeah.
last name, baby. Hey, we've also got a distillery in Kentucky, Willett Distillery. My wife bought
Sure.
me some of their pot still the other day. Haven't tried it yet.
Sure.
Really cool looking bottle though. Um, listen, before we get into the TB3, I wanna just, put this out there. I don't really put it out there. It's already out there.
Put it
But
out there. Put it out there.
I'll put my dick on the table for
Sure.
a eggnog little Debbie's roll. But show me the dick I gotta suck for a little Debbie's eggnog roll. Um, the Hooters in Flint is closed.
Really?
Yeah, end of an era.
Where do the people get their entertainment at?
I don't know. I don't know. There was calendar girls that worked at that one.
Sure.
I frequent when Buffalo Wild Wings lost a contract to the UFC. I frequent in there pretty often.
Mhm.
People are like, "You definitely went just for the women." No, I went for the UFC fights, but the
They used
women
to
were
have really good
were a
food,
plus.
to be fair.
I've never been to a Twin Peaks.
I've never been to a Twin Peaks either. I haven't
You-
been to a Twin Peaks either.
My wife says the food's really good, but she won't take me because she's too afraid I might stare.
Fair, fair. It's like the
So,
old Michael Scott, you know, I'll take a chicken breast, hold the chicken.
yeah,
And then she's like, is that really what you want?
it's pretty
Like,
funny.
no. Yeah, I've never been
Um,
to Twin Peaks either, though, but that's a shame. That's a
yeah,
shame that the old Hooters closed. You know, people
yeah,
lost their jobs, people lost their entertainment. So
yeah.
it's a lose-lose.
Anyways, TB3 this week, fries. Category of fries, deep fried potatoes. Um, why don't you start us off this week?
Okay. I got my
You give us the order you want to go on.
I got my
Oh,
paper here.
yellow
So
legal pad. That's crazy because
I
I
got
got just a white notebook. It's got Johnny Depp on the front.
I got and what Parrots of the what was it? Caribbean?
It's Caribbean. You
Caribbean?
know,
Get
no,
fucked,
it's
dude.
funny because I hear people just pronounce it so many different ways all the
It's
time,
Pirates of the Caribbean. That's
Yeah.
literally what it is.
Yeah,
People
but
can
if
get
you were going to
fucked.
say I'm going on vacation, you could be going to the Caribbean.
I understand that. I
But
understand
then
what you're
some
saying.
people say it both ways no matter what, and it's just like,
Tomato, tomato.
yeah.
So I got it written down mine. I'm gonna write down yours. I'd like the people who watch this, I'd really like them to comment which list they like more. Okay. I'd
One of
like
our
to get
lists
a
is the
little
same.
feedback. Then I guess we both win. I don't know. I don't think
Okay.
that this list is going to be the same. I
Okay.
think that
It
this
might
one's
not
going to
be.
be most of the
It could
time
be.
they differ. We
Yeah,
have some
yeah.
that are similar,
Mhm.
but there's always little differences. So if you can, and you're listening along, go ahead and go in the comments. Just tell us which list you like more. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start. Let's just start with the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. Um, I'm going to do. Let's do my number three on the bottom. Going to start off very basic, very very simple. Just your
Mhm.
standard cut French fry. Okay,
Interesting.
standard cut French fry. I like a little variety. I like a little
Hmm.
spice, you know, and
Hmm.
the standard French fry, eh, it's
How
just
do you
boring
believe
to
a
me.
French fry should be seasoned?
Um, I don't know. It kind of depends on where I'm getting the fry from, to be
Okay.
honest with you. You know,
Well,
if
like
it's like a fast food fry, I like
a
it salty.
yeah, a Checkers is salt and pepper.
Sure. I like
You
a
know,
salt and pepper. I'm okay with a salt and
I like
pepper.
Lowry's on my fries. I like a seasoned salt. I like a pepper.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
I don't
like,
mind a garlic.
yeah, no, I mean, I
You
just
know,
wanted to
I
say
got nothing
a
against
garlic
that.
truffle fry. Those are always pretty good.
Sure. Okay,
All right,
so
so
we're gonna go
you're going
standard fry
standard
at
there.
three.
Okay, so
Yep.
my number three is the shoestring fry.
Okay.
That really thin guy. It's just eat a potato chip at that point. You know,
Yeah. Yep.
to me, a fry, it's got to have its bite, it's got to have its crisp, and it's got to have the fluffy inside. That's
I
a
don't
French fry
disagree.
to me.
Yep, I
So
don't
my number
disagree.
three, shoestring, too thin.
Good one.
Not a good dipper. I'm a
No,
big. I'm a big dip in my fries kind of
No,
guy.
whenever you got to pull out a fork to dip a fry, there's
Hmm.
something wrong. Number two for me might come as a surprise to some people. The crinkle cut.
Number two on the bottom is a crinkle, huh?
I don't like a crinkle cut fry. I don't know if it's because part of it I feel like is the hatred through Arby's, who, is literally
Hmm.
known for
Hmm.
Arby's is not big on innovation. Okay. They
Hmm.
don't make anything new. They've had the same
Nope.
menu for fucking 90 years. But they're
Hmm.
known for curly fries. And the only innovation that they come up with is adding a fucking crinkle cut fry. When I go
Well,
to an Arby's and I go, give me some fries, you want
that's
the
for all the
crinkle or
white
curly?
women that can't handle the little spice that's on those
I
seasoned
hate them.
curlies.
I don't like crinkle cut fries.
This might come as a shock to you. My number two on
Okay.
the bottom, crinkle cut fry. Fuck
No
that fry.
shit. Are you
Fuck that fry.
serious?
Yeah, I swear on my life.
Good for
Fuck
us
that
then.
fry.
Good for
My
us.
problem with the crinkle cut fry is it was invented to have a more crispness to it. They're
Hmm.
always soggy. They're
I
soggy.
completely
They're
agree.
floppy. They have
Yep.
nothing. You can't dip them. They're
Yep.
flavorless.
Yep.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck
That's
them.
that's that's wow. I'm very surprised. I was not expecting that at
Fuck
all.
the crinkle cut.
Thought I would have been alone in that, and I'm happy I'm not. Number one for me, you had it at number three.
Hmm.
Simple. Shoestring. It's a dog shit
Yeah,
fry.
it's a dog
They're
shit fry.
thin. They're shit. They're either completely underdone and it's like
Hmm.
spaghetti,
Hmm.
or they're immediately overdone and I'm
Hmm.
eating bark. Like
Yep.
you never get a perfectly cooked
Yeah.
cream or shoestring
If
fry.
you want to
And
eat a
like you
wood
said, you
chip, I
can't
got
dip
some
them.
extra ones out front. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I mean
All right.
I'm with you. Go eat a fucking bag of twigs at that point.
Fair enough.
All right. My number one on the bottom, the steak fry. I don't like that
Really
that thick fry because the same reason as the crinkle cut fry.
soggy.
You never get a crisp one. You never get, like it's got a lot of dipping service, but it's never crisp. It's soggy, it's floppy, you're flopping around. They're just never good. And I
Sure.
like when they have the skin on them. And sometimes you go somewhere and you're like, "Hey, can I get a steak fry?" And they don't have the skin on it. And it's like, you know,
It's
the
also
majority
because
the
they're
majority
so
hurts that
different,
fry is the issue.
right? Like all the other fries, like if I order crinkle, waffle,
Hmm.
curly, I'm gonna get that style of fry. If I go to
Hmm.
five different restaurants and I
Hmm.
order steak fries, they're all a little different.
Yeah, yeah.
Like some of them are
And
like
they're always
very like
under seasoned.
rectangle. I agree with that too. They're
Yeah.
very
Oh,
underseasoned. I
yeah.
agree with that as well. I'm not against it.
Hmm.
I thought about putting it in my list too, but I actually switched it out for crinkle, and I thought that I'd be alone at that, so I'm happy
No,
I'm not.
fuck a crinkle.
Um, all right, we'll go into our top
All
three
right.
now. Okay, so
All
these
right.
are the good fries. These are what I'm looking for. These are what I'm going to order. These are what I'm going to specifically go
Hmm.
somewhere to get.
Hmm.
Number one is or excuse me, number three is a curly. I
Okay.
like a curly fry. I
Yep.
love a
I
curly
like a
fry.
curly
They're
fry.
fun. They're kind of hard to work with, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
Like you never,
Hmm.
you're pulling them out, like catches another one. They're not the easiest to dip, to be
Hmm.
fair either. And
But a
you get
lot
a
of
few
times
of them
those
that are
have
just
enough
little
seasoning you
circles.
don't have to dip them.
I don't disagree with that either.
Hmm.
So I like a fun fry. Give me a curly fry at three.
I like a curly fry. I like a curly fry up there. Now, you might disagree with me on calling this a fry. In my head, a fry is a deep fried potato of some sort, and it's the Smileys. I like the Smileys. They're good for dipping. They might not get as crisp on the outside and they might be a little soggy, but the fluffiness and everything makes up the moistness of the inside. I like the Smiley.
We have recently been ordering bags of Smileys for the children.
Hmm.
Um, they don't listen to the podcast. I eat them. There has been multiple occasions
I'll be having a conversation with my nephew and niece later.
where Brooklyn has, hey, I want to make some Smileys for the kids. Where are they? Yeah, those were eaten. Those are eaten by me, as a
Hmm.
matter of fact. So I have nothing against a smiley, at all. That to me makes more sense of a fry than like a tater tot would. So I'm okay. I
Okay.
have no issue with the smiley. No
Okay.
issue with the
Okay.
smiley at all.
I'm
Actually,
glad
I
we're
like the pick. I like the
okay.
pick. Number two for me, again, a little different than the French fry, but it's in that same category. If a
Hmm.
smiley works, this works. Potato wedge.
Okay. I
They're
fuck with a potato wedge.
so the seasoning.
Hmm.
They're always a good,
Hmm.
it's like the perfect combination of the crisp on the outside, the soft, fluffy fry on the inside.
Hmm. Hmm.
Seasoning's great. Really, really they're good in the hands. They're good to be
Hmm.
able to pick up. They're great for dipping. They got a lot of
Yep.
stability. It's a good stability fry.
Yeah, it is a great
And
stability
you
fry.
can really mix around with what you dip it in. You want a little ketchup, a little
A
Chick-fil-A sauce or
little
whatever,
barbecue sauce.
very, very
Yeah.
happy with that.
Yeah. I see some people dip them in mayonnaise. I'm not 100% against that.
Yeah, a lot of people
I
do
mean, we're
that.
we're from the Midwest. Mayonnaise is a big condiment up here.
Sure, sure.
Um, so my number two, this is probably going to be our biggest disagreement of the night, and that's the standard cut French fry. I like it. It's crisp on the outside. It's fluffy on the inside. It's a good dipper. It's what I've talked about with the Oreo. It's the baseline for me. It's the baseline of a fry.
Yeah, I mean, I get
It's
it. It's
the
just boring. It's a boring
it's a
pick.
seven. The my thing with it is McDonald's is my thought process when I think of a standard fry. You know, Wendy's has now got their version of it with the sea salt and stuff. I like it, the standard cut fry.
I have a hard time with standard for the same reason we go with the steak, and that is
The
the
variety.
consistency is
Hmm.
not there.
No,
Different
it's not.
sizes, different lengths,
Hmm.
different thickness.
Hmm.
And I don't mind it necessarily if like
Hmm.
this place is different than this place. I have a
Hmm.
hard time with the standard because if I order them from one specific place, that specific order I have are all different. They're
Hmm.
different lengths, they're different
Hmm.
sizes, they're different thickness,
Yeah,
they're different
yeah. I
everything.
mean, it's
I'm
probably
not,
they're using the different potato. To me, it's russet or nothing. Like I won't
I think
buy
it's a dog shit pick, but I respect your
I
decision.
think the frozen bag of Oritas that comes from Belgium actually, so it's not even an Idaho russet potato. But if I go
Mhm.
to a restaurant and they're like, "Hey, we hand cut Idaho russet potatoes,"
Five Guys.
I'm like, "Give me 30
Five
of them."
Guys has a great fry, and that's a standard fry.
I just watched a whole video about Five Guys and why they give you so many fries. It's because they know they overcharge for the burgers, so they make you feel like you're getting a value with the fries.
It's one of the few places I don't give a fuck if you overcharge me. I really, I mean, is it a lot? Yes. Do I go
Yeah.
there often? No.
Talk
But
about taking out a small loan.
the
I
burger
got
is
to use
incredible,
Klarna when I go
man.
there. I pay that motherfucker in four. I mean,
The burger is that is the best fast food burger if we're going to consider
yeah,
Five Guys a fast food.
yeah,
We don't
yeah,
have an In and Out around us or anything.
yeah,
But it's so good. The
yeah.
fries are good too. All right. Number one for me. I'm
Hmm.
expecting yours to be the same. Um, I think across the board, if I pulled 1,000 people, 837 of them are going to say the same thing, and that
Hmm.
is waffle.
I knew you were
Give me a
going
waffle
waffle there.
fry at one. Waffle fry at one. You want to talk about stability? Very stable fry.
Hmm. Hmm.
Consistency is great. Everywhere I
Easy to
go, you're going to
load.
get the same consistency. They're great dippers. They're the best dipping
Yeah,
fry you can get.
yeah.
You can scoop that bitch with
Hmm.
it even.
Hmm.
I'm a huge fan of the waffle fries with cheese,
Hmm. Yeah.
because it goes into all the crevices and
Hmm.
everything. It's great. You know, it's a very, very, very good fry. That's
Hmm.
what it is, and that's my
Yeah,
number
it
one
is.
is a waffle fry.
So this was a battle for me. My number
Hmm.
one. It
Okay,
was between the waffle and the potato wedge.
both great fries.
Why is it such a battle? I had to go with the potato wedge because
Okay,
on the
okay.
on the potato wedge is just so consistently well seasoned and well done by
Hmm.
so many places. If
Hmm.
I see a potato wedge, I jump on the potato wedge.
Fair, fair.
And
I'm not gonna
you know,
disagree because I
yeah,
respect it. It
yeah,
was my number two.
yeah. I mean, the only thing that kicks the waffle fry out is the lack of seasoning in a lot of places. When I go
Fair,
somewhere and it's not salty enough for me, it's
fair.
like,
Yep, they
what's the point
can
of me
ruin
doing
it.
this?
Can ruin it.
Yeah.
They have a tendency. Still my number one. Still love it, but there's a tendency to overdo them.
Hmm.
Where they
Hmm.
get a little hard, they get a
Yep.
little too crisp for me.
Yep.
And then but you don't want a little too soft. There's a sweet spot with a waffle fry. You don't want it too soft where it's floppy,
Hmm.
but I don't want it too hard either. So I completely respect the wedge at number one there.
Okay.
Um, if it's okay, I'll run through. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to repeat mine and then yours for you. Okay.
All right.
So top three for mine, I have waffle at number one. We
Okay.
have a potato wedge at number two. Bringing it around with a curly at number three. Then we go to the bottom. I have shoestring at number one,
Hmm.
dog shit fry. Number two, crinkle cut.
Hmm.
Big little similarity there between me and you.
Hmm.
And number three is the standard fry.
Hmm.
Mr. Willett has a top three. We're looking at wedge at number one, potato wedge.
Wedge it up. 60 degree.
Standard cut French fry at number two. And then we're going to go with the smiley, the little dark horse out of the draft today, at number three. Bottom three, number one, we're looking at the steak cut French fry. Number two is the crinkle, and number three is the shoestring. So there's the list for me and Mr. Willett. Again, if you can, go in the comments, tell us which list you like more. Good list right there. Good list. Not a lot of discrepancies.
No,
A
no.
few
I feel
similarities.
like the smiley
Um,
might put me ahead of you in the tallies.
I I I'm not against this. I don't to me the standard is going to get a lot of love because it's
Hmm.
what most people
Hmm.
get, but if they really look in the mirror, they know
Hmm.
they're picking something over it. Um Standard is like a Subway.
Hmm.
It's not the
Yeah.
best, but you
Hmm.
go there for the
Well, like I
convenience.
said, it's the
You're going to get
baseline.
it.
It's the baseline. You
Sure.
know it's a good fry, but
I respect
it
it.
can go up or down. I mean, I had the Checkers fries, the frozen bag tonight. We had Coney dogs. We made
Yeah,
those. Made a little Coney fry out of it.
sure. Sure. Yeah.
Now I am a
I'm not
fan
against
when
it.
I get a fry that has a little bit of batter on it, but now they can overdo the battered fry sometimes.
Mhm. I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
So,
And I'm not, it's not like I hate, I mean, I have standard as my number three for the bottom. And it's just a boring thing for me. I'm
mhm,
also not,
mhm.
excuse me,
Hey, this
I'm
comes
not
right
a
back to the
huge
pizza,
French fry guy, you know?
I've recently realized I'm not that big of a fry guy. I just eat
Yeah.
them because they come with a meal and they fill you up.
Mhm.
I've honestly started, not getting fries as much anymore. I go for something different. If Taco Bell could execute the nacho fry a little better and they could keep it crisp,
Hmm.
I think I would be a little more on
It
getting that
almost
one over
made
there.
my list. It almost made my
The
list.
seasoning on a nacho fry at Taco Bell just
Hmm.
blows me away with the nacho cheese. But I mean, the issue is
I
they
have a
just can't ever
hard
keep it.
time eating tacos or burritos and then French
Mhm.
fries. It just doesn't
Well,
seem like something that mixes
Del
for me
Taco's
too.
really big about that, and it's a crinkle cut fry, and so it just turns me off of going to Del Taco.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Del Taco is the whitest American tacos you can get. Like
Sure.
people are like, you go to Taco Bell, that's white people tacos. You go to Del Taco, which I've recently discovered, that's
Hmm.
white. I mean,
Sure.
you're calling that Susan, Kevin, and Karen, all right?
Sure.
So
Sure.
yeah,
Well, all
well,
right.
I mean, another great pod tonight. A little over an
Absolutely.
hour here.
Yep.
Um, God, I mean, we're here.
I picked up great. I picked up great. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Share the
Share with your
pod. Let's
friends.
get us to
Hey,
let's get us to 100 subscribers so we
make
can
your
watch
grandma a
Mr. Willett
YouTube
cry.
account. Make sure she subscribes.
What grandma would not want to watch you eat the hot chip though? I mean,
I don't,
you know what I'm talking about?
probably my own grandma, but
Fair, but she'd be more concerned,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
Um,
concerned for your safety.
yeah, I mean, like, comment, subscribe, share. Make sure you follow us on TikTok. Make sure you follow
Yep,
us on Facebook. Make sure you're getting those subscriptions out over here on the YouTube page because the YouTube page is what dictates me eating that chip.
absolutely.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's been a big week for us. It's been some big time. Um, God, we're here.
And we'll
We're
be
here.
back next week.
We'll be back next week. We'll be back the week after that.
Hmm.
Um, you know. All right. Sign us off.
Peace out, everybody.
Love you, Mr. Roth.
Love you too, buddy.
Just two guys with opinions to spare. Not supposed to be here, but somehow we're there. With just a couple of fellas from the heartland, talking about life with a beer in hand. Not the kind of guys you'd expect on air, but we got things to say and stories to share. Sitting in our chairs, feeling a bit too tight. Two Midwest dads just setting things right. Not supposed to be here, that's what they all say. Two fat guys with microphones, having our day. Not supposed to be here, but here we are. Mr. Roth and Mr. Willie, just raising the bar. Our bellies are round and our jokes are flat. Got opinions on everything, imagine that. From backyard grilling to local sports teams, we'll break it all down between our dad dreams. Our kids roll their eyes when we crack a bad pun, but on this podcast we're having some fun. Not supposed to be here, that's what they all say. Two fat guys with microphones, having our day. Not supposed to be here, but here we are. Mr. Roth and Mr. Willie, just raising the bar. They said the airwaves weren't meant for guys like us, regular dudes with a little extra fuss. But we pulled up our chairs and turned on the mic, found out our regular talk sounds alright. Now listen up folks, I'm laying it down. Two everyday heroes from a Midwest town. We talk about life and the things that we see. No fancy production, just him and me. Got day jobs and families and mortgages too. Just sharing perspectives on what we go through. Not trying to change the world with our show. Just two regular guys with some thoughts to throw. Some people might wonder why anyone cares about what we think when we sit in these chairs, but turns out there's others who feel just like us. Regular people people who don't make a fuss. So we keep on talking about whatever we please. Football and fishing and family recipes. Not supposed to be here, but we found our space. Two big guys with big hearts at our own pace. Not supposed to be here, that's what they all say. Two fat guys with microphones, having our day. Not supposed to be here, but here we are. Mr. Roth and Mr. Willie, just raising the bar. Just two dads with opinions to spare. Not supposed to be here, but glad that we're there.